Good, good. Glad to hear it. Glad to hear it. All right, let me get the form pulled up. So obviously round two or three, I guess. So
Three, yep.
so you know the routine. Whatever you want to work at, whatever you want to look at, I'm down for it. Let's put it this way: is there anything in the form specifically, training schedule, mentality? I don't know, hero pool. Any questions that you have with that specifically?
Uh, Sometimes I feel like playing at like upper level GM games. Like, dude, after like 3 games, I'm like, even if I win all of them, I'm like mentally checked out. I'm like, I'm ready to get off, man. That was stressful. So I guess I don't know. I gotta
Sure,
work on grinding
sure.
games out more.
Sure. Well, okay, here's a question for you. Is that a, like a fear thing, or is it more of like a I'm exhaustion kind of thing, or a little bit of both?
A little bit of both for
Okay.
sure.
Because the fear, you need to improve that. Like you need to be like, I'm doing fine because I'm
Yeah,
confident.
definitely.
But also at the same time, if you're pushing yourself really hard because it is a really high level game, it's normal to be exhausted after that. So maybe what I would do is take a kind of short break there, 10 minutes. Walk around, touch some grass, take some deep breaths, get some water, remind yourself what you're working on, and then go back in and do it after it again, and see what happens. Because like I was doing some live coaching. Shoot, it was like a week ago with a wrecking ball player. It's like Masters wrecking ball player, and basically that's all we did for the session, just live coaching, and 3 games back to back to back. And I was on their butt the whole time, like constantly. Like, okay, remember what are you doing this fight? What are you doing this fight? Not even talk a lot, just like forcing them pre-fight, like to be always focused. Where do you engage? What do you do? When do you go? Right. And by the VOD, right, it was like exhausted, right? Like even
Yeah,
like fully tuned in. That's good. That's the juice right there. That's how you get better. That's how you like really get value out of it, right? Um, but obviously, if you're like also like a little bit intimidated, that's you need to get over that. The exhaustion is normal. That means you've had a good session, but
hundred
intimidation is just what
percent.
you need to work through. Okay. Well, what are we looking at today, gameplay wise?
Yeah, let me played mostly D.Va, Junkerqueen, a little bit of Winston.
How's the queen
Uh,
going?
mate, bro. I usually play my games before this. Well, I did, and I went 6 wins, 1 draw. So I don't have a loss for this, but I feel like I had 2 overtime games for the draw, and then another game that was really
Been
close. So
rolling the die, the RNG.
I've been definitely been. I've noticed a difference with the coaching,
Good,
hundred
good.
percent.
Well, I'm glad to hear that.
Let me pull up the game.
Sure. Fishing going well.
Yeah, I like Junkerqueen might be my favorite character now.
He's fun.
Might be
He's fun.
Diva.
Freaking hate the pro metas with Junkerqueen, but the
Yeah,
hero
yeah.
itself is fun. I don't think if there's any other examples of that are like heroes that are like really cancer to watch, but like the hero itself is really fun to play. I think Roadhog can be a little like that, like
Oh yeah, hundred
guys
percent.
like some about that hero is just like so satisfying, but like I do not want a Roadhog meta.
Yeah, season
Um,
2 is brutal.
yeah, I remember I had like all these like Diamond Winston players like suicide hotlining,
Yeah.
like what am I doing wrong? How do I play this game? But yeah, okay. So do you want what are we looking at here? A little bit of everything, or do you have a
Yeah, I played mostly Winston Diva.
yeah?
So
Okay, so
and
you
a little
just
bit
want to
JQ just for last point.
okay. So do you want to look at all the tanks in order or what?
Yeah, yeah, that's
All
fine.
right, let's do it then. Okay, so we haven't talked about Winston with you before. We talked about your diva. What was it, Root? I think. Was it Root
Yeah, Route
66? Yeah. So
66.
Route 66. We talked a little bit about the difference between diva and Winston's, like your uptime, your ability to contest backline for longer periods of time. So now you're on the flip side, right? It's the same kind of goal as diva in a way, but there's a lot more lethality. Like when you end, you're hurting people. But at the same time, you are more fragile yourself, and you're also a lot more hot and a lot more cold. Like when you're in, you're in. You don't got bubble, you're doing nothing. That's all it
Yeah, and I
is.
and I realized like I haven't really played Winston since like like season 8, like that much. So like back then, it was dive, Tracer Genji dive, so like you didn't really get blown up super easily, but
No.
now with all the new shit in the game, like it's
Yeah. No
definitely
matrix. You're playing no
Yeah,
tracers,
I didn't even think about that
Genjis.
too.
Yeah. It's like like you said. I mean, look at what you're playing versus Hanzo Echo damage boost. You know, you're either gonna murder them or they're gonna murder you. So yeah, it's gonna be pretty tight. Okay, let's Is there any questions you had about Winston specifically before we like start watching?
Um, Not off the top of my head.
All right, if anything comes up, just holler. Yo, I've coached the Sombra player. He's one of my old students. He used to be Diamond.
I should have won this game, man.
All right. So obviously, you know, jump for the ages here, right? I mean, look at the cleave you're getting here. Here's a question for you. So like what I like to kind of ascertain is before you even jump, you know what you're getting out of the jump. Like what is this jump going to do?
Pressure them back a little bit, get cleave on everybody, and I guess create space so they can't just shoot down mid for free.
Right. So you're like, hey, this spot's scary for my team. I want you guys to back up to here. And then once you guys back up to here, theoretically on my next jump, especially once my Sombra's set up, maybe we get a kill, right? Maybe my Hanzo actually has some space to wall climb up, all that kind of stuff. Now, the reason that you need to know that, obviously the reason that you do know that is because you should know that your teammate is still in spawn, right? Essentially, like they don't have a lot of space. The other reason you should know that is this right here, right? She ain't here, so you're not getting a cut. There's going to be no kill pressure. You will not get a kill here. Why you need to know that is because how do you approach this on landing? Like psychologically, what are you thinking here as you're landing?
Just pressure them as much as I can and make sure I get out alive.
Right, exactly. You're not thinking you're not getting bloodthirsty here. You're going zap, jump, bubble, drop pretty quickly here. And I think that's like one of the big things that a lot of Winston players struggle with, even in the league. It's like knowing what the purpose of a jump is and just being ready to disengage half a second faster. Because the thing with Winston is it's a matter of milliseconds, right?
Oh yeah.
Whether that bubble drops and you eat a headshot or whether you don't, right? So okay, let's see. So big bubble, big cleave. Well, like I mean, even there, just a little too much greed, and I mean, look at that. I mean, you were almost
really close.
Instantly dead. So this will be fine. So this is a good jump, but we're talking about half of a second away from being a death and a bad jump.
Yeah, and in a top 500 game, that's gonna be
and that's gonna be it, right? Now, next jump, next bubble. What are you thinking? So first off, where are you thinking? What should you be aware of right now? This is going to be a tough one, so you can point it out.
Making sure I'm still in line of sight on my healers, and maybe trying to time with Sombra.
That's it right there. Let's go. So
I get smoked here.
How old is this VOD? I don't know if I should.
Oh, literally, I just played it like an hour ago.
Okay. So if the Sombra timing is bad, I know who I'm going to blame here. I will say here, you're taking too much damage.
Okay.
This is the D.Va mindset, right? Where you're like,
just waited for my bubble. Like,
just wait. Like, I mean, look at your HP. You're 550. Mercy and Kiriko are taking space, right? But you're just sitting here bleeding, doing what?
Yeah.
Right.
Nothing.
You need to go now. You need to go now. Like Magpolar, my man is ready. He's waiting. Right? And I don't care if you go on the Mercy Echo. I don't care if you go on the Brig. You need to go now. Right? And you're not because you're half HP. So if you do go now, you don't have the HP for it. See this?
Yep.
And the reason why that's a big issue, and the reason why you blow up, check it. She does not go for this res if you had jumped 3 seconds ago.
Okay. I see that.
Right? So, you know, you get blown up, maybe you go in a little bit too deep, but I don't think you going in too deep was a mistake considering you had a Sombra off angle, you got a pick, and you had bubble, right? The problem is that you waited so long. So why did you wait so long? Because you were peeking when you didn't have your bubble and you took too much damage, so on entry you were not able to go in. So not only were you late, you also were not full HP on entry. Make sense?
Right. Yeah.
So we want to look at like the habits that we gotta fix here. Like, you know, next jump's a kill jump. You know it, so don't peek. Don't peek right now. You have all the information you need. You know where Brig is. You need to go right now.
Yep.
There it is. Perfect. If you're gonna stand here, this is one of the rules, Winston. You never peek or do anything without bubble, right? But if you're gonna peek and do anything without bubble, use that right click. You need to be zapping this.
Okay, yeah.
So if you're like stuck here and you're like, either you need to be hiding here or you need to be right clicking or both.
Yeah, I definitely could have played safer.
Yeah. Don't take damage, don't take damage, don't take damage. Like, no, don't even use the bubble. You know you're gonna need it. You know you're gonna need it for this recontest. So what should you do right now? So right now, where should you be?
Maybe just play the corner?
Just play the corner, or
high ground?
Go high ground. And then that way you don't even need to use
drop
a jump.
Down.
You can hide, 3, 2, 1, drop, engage with bubble 3 seconds later. Because you know that you're going to be needing to or wanting to engage soon. C5, okay, there it is, right? And so you don't have bubble, so what are you about to pop?
Primal.
Right, or you should have. Hanzo just misses every shot. Like right now, you need to go. Like you need to go right now, but you can't because you don't have bubble. That little delay rolls the dice. Is he gonna hit a shot? Is he not gonna hit a shot? Primal was maybe a little early. I think letting that bubble just break, you'll have HP to play around then.
I got scared.
Yeah, I got you. I understand why you're scared after seeing what we've seen here. Good. Maybe. Maybe. Nice. Alrighty. Good. And you can obviously zap without bubble if it's a break, you know. So there's always exceptions to the rule here. Okay, out. Yep. Like even that jump there, you know why you're jumping there, right? You know you're not getting a kill. Again here, you know why you're just it's know what every jump is going to accomplish.
Yeah, like there's no way I get a kill here.
You're not getting the kill here, so you don't even need to ego the bubble. So as soon as that echo flies, pop it right now. I don't know why your Hanzo's ulting. Okay, never mind, I know why.
What?
No way, man. Good. Love to see it. Nice.
I get a 3K.
Go.
This is close.
Oh. Micro detail here. Alright, check it. You could hide here. 3, 2, 1, charge right click, then blow up with a right click there.
Yeah.
That's probably your best option. Then you get him with the landing damage. But yeah, I mean, whatever. Okay, so like, you know, you're diving the right targets. Obviously, you know how to play the hero fundamentally, but there's too much going on when you don't have bubble. And so you're losing bleeding HP and or late to the party. And you're not utilizing that time to like, there's too much just sloppiness when you don't have bubble. That's causing like your next engages to be too messy. That in combination with every jump, knowing what's the purpose of that jump. Am I actually executing or am I just creating distraction, creating space? Alrighty, here. The poor Winston playing with Brig Mercy. Like right now, don't peek. You have everything that you need to know right now. Do not let that echo chip you down. You see this? Look at the space that you're giving here. Just sit here. You just sit here and listen. Sit here and listen. You can even look at your Sombra. If you start to hear this, you jump the brig, right? Because you see what's happening, right? You need to go. Why aren't you going? Because you got shot by the echo.
Yeah.
Right. Right. So pay attention to this stuff. There you go. Cheeky.
It's risky.
I mean, it's fine because it's just them. Just be careful. I mean, honestly, like, I thought maybe he could get the D-Mech there, but yeah, I don't know. Okay, yeah.
I didn't want to like feed and die.
Yeah, I got you. Even this here, like, look at you getting those right clicks. All you're doing is charging rail. Like, you know you're not going to be able to get this kill. You know you're not actually diving here. No way she used this rail on you. Yeah, it's not working. So here it's a mindset, right? You're going in with primal, you're going in with bubble. This is a kill jump coming soon. So where are you going? When are you going?
Well, let's try to sync up with my DPS.
Sure. So check your Hanzo, check your Sombra, right? And then where?
Look for the Brig Mercy.
Sure. Maybe you can jump from here. Maybe you go with your Sombra and jump from here. This is probably the better jump. It's a little bit sneakier. But for crying out loud, stop shooting right clicks. You know, stop it. Now, yeah. Good. Get a little snowball here, actually. This might actually be good. And you get bombed. Nice. Don't bubble this. Remember, what's your goal here? You have primal. Do you have kill?
No.
No, not here. So my question here is, why aren't you on this guy with bubble? You know what I'm
Well,
saying?
yeah.
Just get in there. Like, screw the monkey, screw the D.Va. Get in there. Kill
I guess I
someone.
forgot I had primal.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it happens. But you're probably also thinking Kitsune Rush as well, but it's like, you get bubble there again, probably would have prioritized that. But like, I think this is just a situation where like, be a little bit more aggressive. Be a little bit more aggressive with that bubble. Get on the squishies. Don't sit there and trade backline. Because ultimately, like, look at what happens. Like, you're too slow on it. You don't get the backline pressure that you need, and then GG's. Okay, stay. Okay. Why don't you have bubble? I want to know. Oh, no. Oh, well, maybe. Maybe. What kind of a jump was this? Was this a kill jump?
Yeah, no, I thought I could kill the Sojourn, but nobody else could follow
Right,
up. So.
but no, so immediately, what's your, like, pivot right here, psychologically?
I should take cover and get out.
Right, get out. Right, and that, to be fair, that's kind of what you do, right? Out, and that's fine. You did create space with that. That being said, I wouldn't necessarily be peeking this, right? Let your Kiriko do her thing. Let your Mercy damage boost your DPS. Stop making them pocket you when you're literally doing nothing.
Right.
Make them pocket you when you're actually a threat. Because like right now, you're 200. You need to go now. Look at your Sombra. Look at your Hanzo. Look at your bubble cooldown. Why are you not jumping right now?
Not enough health.
Not enough health. Why don't you have enough health?
Peeking too much, not playing
Right,
corners.
right. Reasonable. I mean, that bomb felt kind of scary, so. Still a lot of damage you need to get out. Out. Oh, mag puller. I take no responsibility for that EMP. Maybe. All right, go. Oh, close. Okay, so I want you to know why this bubble doesn't work, or why this jump doesn't work. This is why it doesn't work.
Yeah.
You see your Sombra positioning, you see your Hanzo positioning, you guys are getting zoned by a primal. So I know you're like, you feel like you should be going for the kill here, but this is where a little bit more awareness of like, they're still on copy, and that rally HP still is there. So you're going for an aggressive play when really all you needed to do is just kind of keep them busy so that your guy could deal with the primal and then disengage from there. It seems like you could have gone aggressively here, but like this is, you're not going to get killed.
I just got to look behind me more.
Yeah, this one is not exactly one where you could look behind you, but obviously knowing that they have copy is just something you guys could forget. Because you were going to get no follow-up, no resources. So you're noticing that a lot of Winston is like knowing when you should be doing things and knowing when you just need to survive or knowing when you need to be doing nothing. Like even that fight right there, you had bubble, but the type of jump that you made or the type of engage that you had meant that you shouldn't have been using jump. You just needed to keep the backline busy and then survive. And then there's also been fights where, you know, you were trading, for example, the copy and the D.Va on cart 2 fights ago when you should have been jumping in deep with primal onto the DPS. You see that?
Yeah.
Okay. And then obviously you don't have bubble, you're not doing anything. Good patience here. Obviously people respawn, so. And there's also no reason here, especially with you have primal, with this D.Va being here, and you're like, hey, you should jump here at flank around. If the D.Va marks you, there's nothing you can do. You will have to run away, but you could punish her lapse in judgment. She'll get distracted for a second, and you will get here in time. I promise you. It's worth at least trying. Keep her honest. If she's just standing here marking you in main, like that's laziness from her. If you jump up here, you'll easy engage on the Sombra or the Sojourn, in Brig. Drop bubble, easy. No damage, no boop, no nothing, no echo stickies, right? Look at how much damage you're taking, right, on entry. Part of this is the nature of that choke, but you didn't even try to take an alternative route.
Yeah.
Good bubble. Again, you know, you can kind of see this jump here is just to survive. That's going to allow your team to walk forward. Next bubble is kill, right? So stop taking damage. Yep, stop taking damage. Don't peek. Go. funny thing here, though, all right, watch this. What's the problem with this jump? Watch really carefully.
I probably could have jumped further, so when she bashes, it doesn't get out.
Yes, you have primal here, and your team has space. Don't be a coward about this. Deep jump. I want a deep jump.
Oh,
Deep,
okay,
deep jump. Like like you said, cut her off, catch the Sojourner Brig, or catch her where she wants to bash out. Right? You have primal here, so the space that you create with this jump is like mid, right? And you're also not making them turn their crosshairs around. Make them turn around. Create space that way. You have primal here. You need this is not aggressive enough.
Okay.
That's the problem. And you're creating space, but so much more is available there. Yeah. I mean, it's fine. Like that's the tough thing with Winston is it's like, you know, you didn't do your job, and then obviously the next engage, it's like, nah, you're like, I can't go deep here. You know, I can't go deep, so you're kind of limited. Okay. You have any questions so far?
No, it makes sense. Like,
okay.
It's just shit that I don't think about.
Sure. So what are you seeing so far as being skills that you need to practice?
Just like you said, not taking damage needlessly, like playing cover better and waiting till just letting our DPS poke and then jumping for a kill, or knowing why I'm jumping. Like
yeah.
don't just jump just to do it, just to get like a little bit of pressure.
Right.
It's not going to do anything, and then if I take too much damage, the healers have to waste resources on me.
Pretty much every jump you do is going to be honest squishy with a threat of getting a kill. Even your jump on the attack here was, hi, I'm going to threaten getting a kill. But you need to be honest with yourself and just make the distinction between, I'm not going to get the kill, and I might get the kill, and then use that to decide who, when, how far, and how fast you disengage, right? And then knowing when you have those kill jumps and being able to do them quickly and aggressively and not missing those opportunities. That's the big thing. So what you could do is now, what we'll do is we'll look at every jump and be like, was that the right jump for the situation? And or were you taking damage unnecessarily? No comment.
Yeah, it's pretty obvious looking back. I guess in my head I'm thinking uptime, right? But it's like useless uptime. You're just
right. That's the thing. Is it's like
damage.
And it's always opportunity cost, right? Where like your uptime there meant that you don't have uptime now, and uptime now is what actually matters, right? Because this is when they are actually scary, and this is when you can actually kill people. And there it is, right? Like you could look at this. Okay, so you coach yourself here. Ignore the low HP. Pretend you're full and you're not trolling the lobby. What should you be doing right now? Right.
Maybe bubble off the Hanzo value.
Sure. Sure. What kind of a jump do you do on this Hanzo? Is this a kill, like full kill jump, or just like soft pressure?
Should I jump him? Because I thought I would get blown up by the Hanzo Echo.
Well, that's the thing, right? You have to decide how are you pressuring this.
Like,
are you committing here on this Hanzo? No. But at least, I mean, if you see these guys stack, you could do a short jump here. You could do a short jump. You would do jump like here, immediately bubble zap, and start kiting out. You kind of see what I'm saying? And what that would do is that would, well, you know that would do, right? They'd force them to either drop or they'd burn bubble, and that would create a distraction at a time when the fight is actually starting, right? Don't just peek to peek, right? Like right here, this is kind of what we want, right? I would not peel on the Echo. I know you got the kill, but I would not peel on the Echo. Don't give up the space in me. You have your bubble, sit here, sit on the Mercy, sit on the Hanzo, drop on these guys, zap, and then just jump back out again. Because you're like, if you don't confirm this kill on the Echo, like this Mercy doesn't actually troll,
you lose all the space.
Then you lose all the space, and then you die to the Hanzo Mercy that you should be controlling, right?
Okay.
And you've also used a cooldown. That's the crucial thing, right? Because you're like, well, I killed the Echo, and I control the Hanzo. It's the same thing, right? Well, with one of them, you don't have to use a cooldown to control them.
I should have got. I don't think I get the skill.
Right click, like getting little right clicks is so important. You know, like this is like the new Winston,
Yeah.
you know, Winston micro there. It's like that click like has to hit. You know?
I got nervous.
That's all right. That's all right.
And I die.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Okay. I assume that's all for Winston.
Yep.
Okay. Winston skills. We need to practice.
Making sure when I jump, it's to potentially get a kill. Playing
Deciding
cover,
between,
not taking. Oh, wait, sorry. Go ahead.
no, seriously. Deciding between kill, jump, or pressure, jump. I mean, that's like the old school soft versus hard dive,
Yeah.
right? Where
Yeah,
a hard dive is like, I am all inning here. Soft jump is still. The problem with the soft jumps is that people, when they think soft jump, they think, oh, I'm going to jump their tank. No, you don't do that. You almost always jump a squishy. But you know with a soft jump that you're not going to get the kill, so you kind of play it a little bit more defensively. You play around cover, right? Always jump squishy, but knowing you will or will not get the kill helps you to decide on the mechanics of it, right? Like, how fast do I drop bubble? How fast do I play around cover? How fast do I give up space, right? That's the difference between a kill jump and a pressure jump, right? There's not a huge difference. It's just enough about how quickly you press the S key, how quickly you duck behind cover, right? Yeah, makes sense?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. And then pre-fight / between bubble poke. Uptime when it matters, not when it doesn't. That's as simple as we can. Okay, sound good?
Yep.
Right clicks can be looked at to just a micro thing. Okay, you want to look at some D.Va, Queen, both?
Yeah, both.
Okay,
because Queen was only like the last couple of minutes.
Yeah. Yeah. Longer sightline. Winston's gonna feel a little worse. Makes sense. Tragic. Now, what I would do here is, instead of frontlining here, knowing that you've got a Cole and a Rally active, how can you control their DPS and split their attention? What position can you take?
High ground, potentially, up there.
Probably too deep, honestly.
No, too deep. Okay.
Yeah, and you don't have support LOS, right?
Maybe set up on the left on the mini.
Yeah, I would go here. Just even here. Just fly here. Yeah, just fly here. Set up an off angle. You're within support LOS. You split their attention. And then the reason why that's important is then where does the DPS / tank attention turn from? Not here, but here, right?
Yeah, it splits them.
But why is that important? What does that allow these guys to do? Your team.
I don't know what you mean.
Let's put it this
Like
way.
just-
Where are the micro missiles being thrown right now? And the Brig Flail and the Sojourn E and the Sojourn spam and the Echo spam. It's all here, right? Like they could close their eyes and hold down mouse 1 and it's gonna hit everything right here. When you go here,
away.
right? The spam is more of the spam is gonna be pulled your way, and it's gonna end up not hitting your team. It's just gonna hit the void, the matrix, right? So that's gonna allow your team to walk forward out of the choke without getting spammed. You could stand in the front and tank the spam, but it's also better to tank the spam by pulling the spam away from the choke. You kind of see what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely.
Set up a small off angle here. And obviously you couldn't like go in deep, right? But yeah, okay. Good. Get her. Nice. Where's that echo? I knew it. Good. Obviously, so yeah, it's all fine. Just that little off angle thing, maybe. Okay, let's pick out this point. So the echo swap's fine. Like, you know, that's a lot of damage to worry about. And the echo means that it's hard. That's like one fewer DPS to actually jump. So. Okay. So I want you to think drive-by here. So once you're in this position here, do not drop. Do not drop. hold the off angle, matrix this guy out for a brief second, and then what do you do if you're going to do anything? Where are the threats right now? Do you see it?
Echo up there.
Echo right here, right? Echo, Hanzo, anything that utilizes this high ground off angle, you need to control. You don't give a rip about what this D.Va is doing once your cast is backed up 1 meter. You know what I'm saying? So when you're not here, you're not in a position to control anything that actually matters. And not just terms of control, in terms of defensive aspect. If you want to assassinate this Echo or Hanzo, you're going to do a drive-by through here, right? That's where you want to be staging from. Not from here. Controlling the lock.
Yeah.
So I understand why you're on the floor. I don't like it though. I mean, obviously, you know, it happens, but yeah.
Yeah, I guess I didn't know where to hold there.
Be in that position, set up on the angle, set up on the flank, set up on the high ground. That gives you options on main if you need to, but more importantly, controls the DPS once they actually do things. Like right here, stop playing patty cake with D.Va as soon as you possibly can. Don't even dive here. Like, don't even dive. Your whole mindset is like, once your team has disengaged this, your mindset should be what?
Disengage with them.
Disengage with them, and then set up for next fight. Where do you go?
High ground to drop down.
Go high ground. Okay, go high ground, and then what do you do from here? You know, obviously you're going to take a lot of damage walking on this choke. So where do you
go? Well, when my team's with me, I can matrix the Echo and the D.Va bottom, maybe.
Sure, you can. You can fly out to here, right?
Oh, okay.
Right. Thinking about, like, remember when we had this here, flying from here to here, slowly creating space, one step at a time, right? So once you,
I guess my thought process was because we have like Moira Mercy, like I wasn't sure if I would overextend to bar and get forced out.
From where?
Like they just wherever, if I went top or if because like I don't know.
Okay, sure. So let's rewind it a little bit. You've got your core with you, right? You don't want to overextend too far. You're here. You force them out. What's the next game plan?
I'm not sure.
Where do you want to control or distract or create space right now? You'd stay in here. How about this? Fly in the D.Va. Shoot on the D.Va. Off angle.
Yeah.
Avoid the Hanzo spam. Force their attention to, again, remember, the problem with your positioning right now is where is the enemy attention? It is all in
everyone could
one
just look in
spot.
one direction.
So split their attention, play cover within your support LOS, isolate this, make them look all in one direction at you, and then your Cassidy falls asleep at the wheel. Just hits every shot, zero pressure on them whatsoever. Because the problem with Overwatch is it's like, if you are forcing all the attention into one location, it is so easy for random crap to hit. Every spam, every flail, every Hanzo shot, every micro missile, everything hits. Everything hits. Split their attention. Make them look in two different directions and set up your own engage, because this position also just so happens to be closer to the Hanzo, which doesn't matter right now, but it will in 10 seconds, right? Like you haven't created space. You haven't allowed your team to walk out of the choke. You sat there and traded tanks, right? Which, even if you consider like the Moira Mercy and all that kind of foolishness, as soon as they pop the rally, well, you're not out sustaining that, right? You need to pull their attention elsewhere. Does that make sense?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay. So here, it's like thinking 2 steps ahead. Like, I need to get some sort of a pressure on these guys. I've got bomb as well, so the way I create pressure could also be a lot more aggressively. There you go. Do you see what you just did? You went from here to here. Now what does this Echo got to think about?
If I push him, force him out.
Right. Now where is their spam centered? Where are they shooting right now? You don't really know, do you?
All over the all over the
place.
Right.
You've pulled the resources elsewhere, right? So then now, there it is. Watch this. Watch this Echo. Like you see, she starts to fly. You see that?
Doink. Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. So like she actually presses the shift cooldown. I actually think she presses shift here.
Yeah, I think she jumped.
Yeah, she did right there. She had to, because you would have cleared her out. And there you go. You just created space. And even if you don't get the kill here, you force the Echo out of the off angle, and then now your team can actually walk forward. Nice job. You look at that and you're like, nice shot by my Cassidy, but that was actually your kill. That's the wild thing. Okay? Create space. Where is an off angle that you can slowly take space on to deny them from taking that off angle and to set up for your own engage? Where do you go? Within your supports LOS, preferably.
I'm not sure where my supports are exactly. Maybe stairs. Yeah.
Go here. D.Va focuses you down. Doesn't matter. It's a neutral trade. Your supports can see you. If they try to push you out, they walk in front of your DPS line. If they ignore you, you could take the high ground and look for a dive bomb on their support line, right? If they focus you, well, you're more than willing to do this. And they're probably going to disengage, so it's like, but it's kind of like a good thinking exercise. What if that Echo doesn't die? What do I do? Okay. Zarya. Which, to be fair, is a good swap at this point, right? Because there's not like a lot of high ground to leverage, but... cheeky. Not a huge fan. I think, like, obviously the Zarya makes this play a lot more questionable.
Yeah, that's fair.
The other thing, the like other detail, which is like the tricky balance with D.Va Bomb, is it's like remeching is harder when you wait for the team fight to start, right? Because there's more stuff going on, so like you're more of a chance of dying as baby D.Va. But launching your bomb early makes it very easy for the enemy team to survive it, not only because they'll hide from the bomb faster, but also can your team do anything about the split that the bomb creates?
Did I see the Zarya? Because I think I bombed that because I was thinking it would just hit the corner and it'd get a pick.
Right.
Which it still wasn't the right play, but
that's my point, is that it's going to force a split, but what can your team do about it?
yeah, I guess I was just in my head. I was banking that was gonna need a kill.
Right. So this is that's the problem with D.Va Bomb though. I like being more patient in mid-fight D.Va bombing as long as you can guarantee a remake, right? Because then if you let them walk forward, if they do crazy shenanigans like this, your team will be able to punish this. You know, they'll be able to actually not get a kill to the D.Va Bomb directly, but because of the split it causes. Like, this guy's by himself. He's on an island. Imagine if they'd walked forward and D.Va Bombed, like, you know, here, right on the backside of card. Your team would have gotten the split. Zarya probably dies, right, on the front line, right? Now you've got to be careful about remake here, but just something to consider. Get out of here.
Yep. I think this is where I switch.
It's also just where, like, you really should just be like, as soon as you see Zarya, like, even if you don't see Zarya here, why are you peeking this?
Yeah.
Just go and sit in stairs. Make them chase, and then you can walk around, avoid the Zarya wrap backline. If they weren't in Zarya, you'd still want to sit in the corner here. Like, honestly, you could even take the Zarya trade if she's walking here, right? She gets close right on top of you, has to burn a bubble to even walk forward. You're in front of your support and DPS LOS, she gets cooked, right? And you lose so much space, like lose so much HP. Yeah. Okay, so you must swap here. Nice. Get him. Cheeky. So, is that all the D.Va?
Yep.
Okay, D.Va. Didn't talk as much.
I think I play her in the overtime.
Okay, well then maybe we go to overtime. Ah, yeah, nice catch. I want to see a little bit of this. So, never mind. We'll see a little more. So you're already set up in a good position because you see your backline, you see your DPS, you see the off angle that you're controlling. You're controlling an off angle and pulling their attention elsewhere. If they ignore you, they die. If they focus you, they die. Now, this is the crazy part here. First off, Winston logic, right? What do you get out of peeking this, right? What if you are going to peek this? Matrix, right? Flash it, because that can regenerate. Matrix, tuck back in. 3, 2, 1.
Yeah.
Right? Do not lose that much armor for nothing. Other thing to consider as well. Don't chase. I know that sounds crazy, but don't chase. What's your job right now?
Neutralize the Hanzo value?
Neutralize the Hanzo value. That's your job. Why is that better than chasing the Echo?
Uh,
Because again, it's a 1-for-1, right? Like
it
either
it
Echo or Hanzo. Why?
it makes them split their focus.
Not really. Not
No,
really.
oh,
No. 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 That is a good little tidbit, right? The Brig can't just pocket one person. But what is this costing you?
space. They get
Yeah.
the left high ground.
And boosters, right? You had to use the cooldown. Did you need to get boosters to neutralize the Hanzo? You need to use boosters, rather.
No.
Now, is the Hanzo in an aggressive position right now? Not really.
No,
But
but
could he be?
could be, yeah.
But he could be, right? So by peeling off the Echo here, it costs you a cooldown and allows the Hanzo to do this. This is how you die. You kind of see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, if this Hanzo's over here, you better darn well peel off that Echo, right? Because he's a complete non-factor. You got to pick your poison. This is a Hanzo or Echo. One of them costs a cooldown. One of them doesn't cost a cooldown. It's that simple. That's
Really? So even for a kill, it's just better to just hold the left high ground.
But who says
space.
it's a kill? Who says it's going to be a kill?
True. A better player wouldn't.
Right? Who says it's going to be a kill? That's the main takeaway.
I see.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so now here's another question: what if this Hanzo was a Tracer sitting right here, or a Sombra, or a Reaper? Would you peel off this Echo?
Yeah, because they can't really. They're not like an immediate threat
Right.
to the high ground.
Right. Think about the 1v1. Think about the matchup. Think about your impact on that hero. Right? Right? Not really that important. Not really that impactful. So you'd peel off the Echo. But this is obviously like two really good 1v1 matchups for you. Two really important peel matchups for you. And so you had to make a really important decision here about which one to prioritize. And I think you prioritized the wrong one. Not because Echo versus Hanzo, but because one cost you a cooldown and one didn't. And both of them are and or were playing aggressive. That's the problem. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no,
okay.
Definitely.
Now that's a really, really hard read to make in the middle of the fight, but that's something you want to at least be considering.
Nah, I think I feed. No, next fight I feed. I think.
Okay.
It's whenever I have my ult.
Well, it's tough because you're like always like it's like Second Life, right? Second Life, right? But it's just like so much worse than Primal Rage.
It was a plat play. You'll see.
Okay, I'm excited.
Tried to get a remake kill.
Now that's fine, as long as you understand what you're giving up. You know, and again, I'm not gonna say chasing the Echo here is a bad thing. You know, like you might look at this and be like, hey, who is playing more aggressively right now, this Echo or this Hanzo? I think the Echo is scarier right now, right? So I think it's more important for me to deal with the Echo. That's okay. That's okay. Just understand what you're giving up while you're doing that. You know. Get high ground. Stop taking damage. Nice. Obviously, Hanzo's the play here. Why?
Absolutely free, and I can boop him in so he can't.
I mean, like, look at how much more aggressive he's playing. I mean, what is he doing? He's so aggressive. Where's that Echo? You don't even know, do you? Oh, that's okay. I think you're good. Oh, no way.
Don't look. Don't look. Don't look.
No way, man.
I got greedy.
Okay. Yeah.
I've been playing with my IRL friends, man. Not getting bad habits.
I guess so. Okay. Now this is cheeky. Who's your priority right now? Who's your marking priority? Who's your peel priority? Who's your angle? Because you're on this high ground angle, but what's the problem about where you're at? This has been good for a long time, but why is it now like
Not really like able to get any matrix value, and I'm kind of just near like on the tank.
You see the DPS swap, right?
The Echo.
Not even, right?
Who? Oh,
This
Torb.
bugger.
Yeah.
Who cares?
True.
He's gonna sit on main. He's not gonna be able to take any high ground, so he's just not gonna have a very good sightline. So what's your priority here? Assuming this Echo doesn't like play like a million miles away, what's your priority?
Just play with my team on the
probably just
right.
play the Echo, right? Now you could. This is a really good angle to control, but the Echo's on the other side of the map, and there's no more Hanzo. This guy's not a threat at all.
Yeah.
So like I don't know. Like this, you got a tough read here. I think just sit here for right now. But be very responsive to like anything that happens on coast side, right? And like honestly, your whole mentality here is just Operation Survive, right? Because you know it's a 3v1. You just need to avoid taking too much damage. Like honestly, a lot of what you're doing here, the problem that you're doing here is you're not paying attention to what's going on to your periphery, and like you're not going to get any support right now. You're just not. Right?
Yeah.
You need these guys to focus on these guys. This is good, right? But stop demanding healing, right? Stop demanding healing. Like you see 3 people here, stop peeking. It's like the Winston mindset. Like you know what you're doing isn't good, so just stay there. Peek with Matrix, you know, throw some missiles out, you know, but like just go away. Just don't die, right? Good priority here. Obviously, the Torb is the target number 1. Okay, yeah. D.Va then. Let's go back to D.Va before we go to Queen. What do you see? What needs to be practiced? We didn't get a ton of footage, but we got a little bit.
Same thing with the Winston, just like not taking needless damage, not demanding resources from my healers, controlling, splitting up their focus, and holding the high ground without asking for too many resources.
Yeah.
I forgot what else we talked about.
The Hanzo Echo thing, prioritizing your biggest impact.
Oh, the biggest threat.
Angle threat to control. Obviously, that Hanzo Echo, that decision was honestly about as hard of a decision as you're ever going to make with D.Va. Most of the time, it's not going to be that hard to decide what you should be doing, because you're not going to have 2 threats playing equally aggressive at the same time. But yeah, okay. Let's take a look at some Queen. Obviously, this fight starts off really tightly. Nice knife. And she kind of moved in the predictable pattern still. Yeah. Good. Oh, my man feeds. So, what is your mentality when playing versus Zarya? I have a couple of guesses, but honestly, this is more of a question rather than. Let's see what you can tell me. I'm really curious of your thoughts on the matchup.
Kind of just, I don't know. I feel like I can out sustain her, so like just hitting my knife just to keep my self healing going. And whenever she uses her bubbles, she's pretty easy to kill. I feel like.
Yeah. I feel like it's like a skill matchup, like where it's like I guess both of you could mark each other pretty well. But like for example, if she pops bubble and you just like hide, don't take any damage, or if you hit a knife in her, pull her in, hit a shot, right? It's gonna force a bubble. Or if you're like jiggle peeking around card, like like pop, like just minimizing the amount of just raw beam damage that you can do. She does. I think you might be able to outplay it. I feel like it's a skill matchup. Personally.
Definitely.
But like fish, like we kind of go back to like that fishing for the knives. You hit a knife for a bubble, right? You take that trade. Knife for a bubble. Her damage uptime is like more. She needs to keep high uptime, whereas you could be like more specific about when you want to peek. Peek here, peek here, peek here, reload, just hide. That kind of a thing. So kind of like what you're doing here, where it's like. Run. I'm not shooting. I don't want to peek you. Little shot. Oh, there's a bubble. I hide. You see that? Like that to me has to be like the way you went, right? And then here, there's the second bubble, and then now you could just run her over, right? So I think like in terms of the matchup there, you played that one well. Let me see the shout timing. Yeah, I think the shout timing is fine.
I'm learning.
Yeah. It looks good. Good knife as well. That was something else, but we won't talk about that one. Yeah, that was good. I think like it's all about like playing to your cooldown advantage. It's kind of like a Ramacha versus Reinhardt. Like which one's better in the brawl? Reinhardt technically, but if the Ramacha gets any spam damage and gets like any sort of an advantage, then really Ramacha does.
Now, is this shot fun? Because I don't even know if it hit them actually. In the grab, is it even worth doing that?
I don't know if it hit them. I think it hit them.
I think it hit the Mercy. It looked like
it definitely hit the Mercy.
But it's.
Let me find out here. Yeah, I think it's worth doing as long as you're able to do what you want to do anyway, if that makes any sense. Like, you know what you're going to do here. You're going to trade backlands, right? So my problem with this shout is not even the shout. It's then the attention that you put onto Brig instead of looking for Mercy instead.
Okay, yeah.
Or maybe like I like looking at, because like the other thing too is like if you want to get really big brain, this fight is lost right now. Right now it's lost. All right, this is going to be a whole new world for you. Okay, why is this fight already lost? Look at the top left.
Their ult economy, yeah.
Their ult economy, right? You have to go into this fight knowing that this fight is lost, and therefore, what do? You're feeding right now. What do?
Just back up.
No. Wrong answer. Sometimes that's the answer, but you got nowhere to back up, right? Like, where are you gonna go?
Yeah.
So what do?
Set up stairs? Yeah.
Hide. And then what happens is this Nimrod shows up.
No, that's my favorite insult.
Right? He's dead. He's dead.
Okay, I see that.
He's dead, and then you sit here. You don't even need to use shout. He just dies, right? And then you sit here, and then you decide. Is this Mercy gonna come and res? You know? And then you can late recontest, you can split their attention, maybe the Brig turns around, you allow one of your DPS or one of your supports to survive because there's no follow-up, and then you guys get a nice recontest here, right? Because they're blowing it all right now. So it's like, don't fight fair in this particular instance. If this was a neutral fight, you're playing this fine, but it's not a neutral fight. So your idea here to go for squishy is good, but it's the wrong squishy, it's executed poorly, and you shouldn't have even been here in the first place, if that makes sense. I mean, look at this. They literally blew 3 ultimates on here. So, I guess for you, it's just like, without going into like the nitty-gritty, micro, macro, you know, fight planning situations, know when you're at a massive ult disadvantage, and, you know, and pull some shenanigans, right? I mean, you see this in Overwatch League, right? The best Overwatch League teams are really good at being just total rats when they're down a bunch of ults, right? Like, you get single man EMPs, you nano primal, and then the Ana just sells herself and lets her die, whereas then your backline's getting traded, right? Like, that's kind of like the level of understanding that you could do. And the nice thing about that skill is it's applicable to every hero too, right? Like, you could do this with Winston, you could do it with D.Va, you could do any tank line, and just be like, for example, like, you go into this fight plan here, and you're on D.Va, well, the answer is the same, right? You know, if you go into this as Winston, the answer is the same. You know, you're still looking for a cheeky backline trade to be just a general nuisance. I remember I won a ranked game at like GM5 on May on Blizzard World by like legit. We were going to this fight and they had Nano Blade EMP, and I just hard flanked into their spawn. And I was just I tried to spawn camp their Ana, and then I ran away, and the Mercy came back, and then they started to chase me. And they ended up wasting literally like a minute and a half before they even got the Nano Blade and EMP off. But we ended up winning the fight. It's like just knowing that this fight's lost. I got to roll the dice. So, okay. Junkerqueen? I basically saw nothing.
Yeah.
Keep up the good work. I mean, your cooldown usage looked good. I think outside of that last old fight, which wasn't really the matchup, you played the Zarya 1v1 really good. You were fishing for shots, you fishing for knife. Playing, obviously, when she had bubble, you were just like hiding, not trading. And then you hit the knife and she just freaking dies. And then you push your bubble advantage after that. Yeah, I mean, there's not a whole lot to say. I think your Junkerqueen looked good from the 2.5 minutes that we saw.
Well, yeah, that every other game I won dominated, so.
yeah, I guess it's just too good at the game now.
I'm just kidding.
Wait till they nerf her. What do you think? I think they're gonna nerf the bleed thing to 1.5, and I think they're gonna change it so you don't build ult during ult.
Yeah, definitely.
I think those two changes
sounds about
happen.
right.
I don't know if anything more than that will change, but I think those two changes will happen. But yeah, okay. You have any questions?
No, I don't know. Your coaching's just goated. It's pretty
Appreciate it, mate.
straightforward and it's really easy to understand.
Appreciate
So
it.
I'm gonna go ahead and book some more sessions.
All right, well, I appreciate it. Keep in mind that as always, especially when we're talking about like the Winston D.Va stuff, there's a reason why these heroes are not meta in ranked, because they're hard. So you're gonna have, like, we had immediate success with some minor adjustments with your queen, but stuff like the deciding between kill jump and pressure jump, that is a lifelong journey to improve at that, right?
Yeah.
There's a reason why Winston specialists in Overwatch League is a thing, right? It's like it's such a hard hero. And the same thing with D.Va. Like D.Va is really a next level difficulty hero as well. So like understanding like when to split attention, playing around your biggest impact angles, avoiding needless poke, deciding when is it good to peek with Matrix to like make them look at me without losing my HP, right? That's like the stuff that's like super, super hard. So practice those things one at a time. Be patient. We're not expecting like, oh, now I'm like top 500 Winston player now. Like it's not going to happen.
Not overnight, yeah.
No, it's not going to happen. So just be patient. Just be patient. Work at those things a little bit by little bit. And if nothing else, even if you struggle, you at least have a better understanding of like why I'm not succeeding and like what I need to be continuing to work on. Okay. And the routine. Go ahead.
I did want to ask you,
Yeah.
how do you like get into coaching? Like I've been coaching some of my IRL friends, and like I love, like it's so much fun.
Yeah.
I don't know, like I got one of my friends. He's a Soldier One Trick. I got him the GM.
Nice.
Pretty proud of that, and he's never
Nice,
played
dude.
on like he's never
That's
played this
sick.
game on PC within like
That's actually
a
really
couple
impressive.
months.
That's really, really impressive. Okay,
Like
so
it's just so fun. I don't know.
it really is. What kind of coaching are you looking at? Team coaching, individual coaching,
I like what you got going on. Like
the one-on-one
the way
stuff?
people are just paying you, and you're getting good money, and you're always booked up. Like it's just, I don't know. It's cool. I mean, I would like team coaching too. Like take
So
like a.
for getting into paid coaching, I'm ironically not a great guy to ask because I kind of had like I wouldn't say fan base, but a lot of people knew who I was, right? So beforehand, but I build up through. You could, if you want to just do some stuff on the side to like build up your repertoire,
I would do it for free, yeah.
Then
just
I
for
would
fun.
highly recommend checking out Overwatch University subreddit, and then also the Overwatch University Discord. I don't know if you've heard of those.
Yeah, I think so. I think you've mentioned it before.
Yeah, highly recommend. That's where I got started, and there is no end to the amount of free VOD reviews that you could do there. You could basically pick and choose who you want to help. You could do something like you could grab a code that somebody posted for help, record like a 15-minute, 10-minute video of you going over some stuff, throw it on the Reddit, throw it in the Overwatch University thing. You could start your Discord where you're doing free little coaching VOD reviews. I've got people I've got a little free VOD review thing going on in my Discord too, if you wanted to check that one out. And then from there, you can kind of build up a little Discord. You can build up a little YouTube channel, just like, hey, here's all my free VOD reviews you can check out here. And then just go from there. And then I know for like the paid stuff that like maybe if you get a little bit of community, you can get like, hey, for Twitch subs only, or for book me on Fiverr or whatever, or there's another website called Metafy that once you get some more reps under your belt, you can go from there. But yeah, it's like you gotta start slow, but I think with your knowledge and your skill, you're gonna be able to coach like 90% of folks that you find in Overwatch University, because most of the stuff that they make is just like basic stuff, that at a level of your player is going to be able to just, even if it's like freaking Hanzo, you're going to be able to coach it just fine.
Yeah, definitely. It sounds awesome.
Yeah. All right, mate.